Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my live stream. It is October the 25th, a rainy one here in Southern California, although it didn't rain as much as they said it was going to. It was just kind of more of a light mist, but it is definitely nice to see a different look outside weather-wise, because it's pretty much always Groundhog Day here in Southern California. So tonight, what is it, just about 6:45, I'm going to be going on a couple different reflectors maybe here. If I can get my dashboard going here for my DStar. Wasn't 100% prepared to go live again. I apologize. But I am now. I got to connect to a reflector here. Let's just go ahead and connect to reflector 30 Charlie and see what that comes up with. Looks like I'm getting connected. Oop. Wrong frequency. I'll just take a listen here for a few minutes, a minute or two maybe, and see if anybody's on, so I don't mess up somebody's QSO. That's not cool. So. All right, let's see here. This is Greg K6EGG monitoring reflector 30 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. Anybody out there on the reflector by chance? And I'm also streaming on YouTube. If you type in my call letters to the YouTube search engine, K6EGG, Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf. Looks like we got some people starting to line up here and watch. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream if you are from the past. Did I actually connect to that reflector? Yep, it says I'm on. Kind of a quiet night. All right, so anybody watching on YouTube right now, looks like a couple people just joined us. Thank you for joining us. Not just me, us. I'm on reflector 30 Charlie right now. If I don't hear anybody come back here in the next minute or so, I just called out my call letters. I'll move over to Reflector 14, Charlie. Hello, David, watching out there in London, Ontario, Canada.
K6EGG.
All right, well, David, thank you for watching. Thanks for popping in there.
K6EGG XE1SEW from Mexico.
XE1SEW from Mexico, man. It's great to. I don't think I've had a contact from Mexico. I think this is my first one. So, how you doing tonight? This is Greg, K6EGG.
Oh, thank you very much, Greg. Just testing right now a hotspot that I'm working right now. I'm watching you. Yeah, I'm watching that. You're watching my QRC. Yeah, we're just testing a really old hotspot that I have working with a Yaesu ST9800. And I'm testing just here at home. Greg, yeah, you're right. This is our first contact right now, and well, just testing the waters here.
Well, the water's warm and the people are nice, so welcome aboard. Yeah, you sound great. How are you talking into a Yaesu into a DStar reflector by chance? Are you in like one of those cross mode hotspots? By the way, you got a nice set of looks like possibly some beams right there. I'm looking on your QRZ site.
Oh yeah, Greg, it's an old DROS setup that I have with a Raspberry Pi. It's working with the data port on Yaesu 9800, and just testing right now. I'm transmitting right now with my portable, with my Kingwood, my THD74. Thanks very much for the antennas. Yeah, I normally work satellites, and I'm working right now with a little project that I've been planning from like 5 years ago. I bought the equipment from Dayton Convention. It's actually a really old equipment that I have working here. Speaking about hotspots, of course. And I don't know, just making some tests. I hear your call, and I'm right now watching your YouTube channel. Back to you, Greg, K6EGG XE1SEW.
Excellent, Edward. I appreciate you watching, and if you subscribed, I really appreciate it. I had a question. First off, you sound great. Everything sounds to be working good. Your audio sounds nice and clean. You said you worked satellites. Have you ever worked the crossband repeat International Space Station, or tried to talk to any of the astronauts when they do a pass by, when they do a special event or anything like that? Would love to know. That's something I'm kind of into.
Well, yeah, I have tested the repeater, just a couple of, pushing out the radio. My radio satellite is actually Icom. It's an IC-9110. Yeah, 910H. It's a really old radio, but works quite well with satellites. Has great sensitivity. Also, I have a couple of preamps up in there with the antennas. It's VHF and UHF. The radio doesn't come with the 1.2 gigs module. I don't have it. Actually, I was looking for it probably a couple of years, but no luck on eBay or whatsoever. So just VHF, UHF, and back on the station, yeah, I have worked the repeater a couple of times when it was activated, like probably this year. No, I haven't had so far any kind of luck with the astronauts up in there. Back to you, Greg, K6EGG XE1SEW.
Copy that. Yeah, I've never talked to the astronauts either, but I've talked to the crossband repeater one time. I made it through once, but I don't have the Doppler effect setting. I was doing it all manually and stuff, so I'm still kind of new to that. I'm very interested in getting into that, but I unfortunately don't have any beams or anything like that. And I'm taking a look at a picture of your kitty. Is it Micho there? Just kind of hanging out, man. That's a beautiful looking kitty there. I'm a cat guy, so I have a couple little cats as well. So great making contact with you, Eduardo. And I got to look and see what part of Mexico are you in. I'm not too familiar with the city that's on there.
Oh yeah, my cat Micho. Yeah, he's kind of an old cat right now. Has probably 8 to 9 years. It just came one day to my working place, and he stayed for good. So yeah, he's a very good cat, very well mannered. He's very self sufficient. He normally goes out. It's around here at the home. Doesn't make any messes with the neighborhood. So yeah, he's a very good, well behaved cat. So yeah. And yeah, I'm actually in the city is Puebla, Mexico. The city it's around 60 miles east from Mexico City, so it's central Mexico basically. Back to you, Greg.
Excellent. I've been in Mexico City once or twice. Twice, I think. I worked an NBA event and a football, American football event down there. So, cool deal, man. This is great. You're my very first QSO from Mexico. So it's great making contact with you, and you have a very cool ham shack with a bunch of really cool antennas and a nice kitty there. So, and thanks again for watching YouTube. I appreciate it. Just something I'm kind of doing just to connect with people here. Now back to you, K6EGG, also live on YouTube. Looked on this thing here, I would see this.
Oh, thank you very much, Greg. Well, whenever you want to come to city of Puebla, Mexico, we have a bunch of ham radios down here, so it's a nice group. It's a very nice group. We normally receive foreigners very, very well. You know, you can have lunch, whatever. Whenever you're in Mexico by any casualty or any kind of, whatever. Whenever you are here, you're more than welcome here. You have your home in here right now. And yeah, thank you very much for the first contact in Mexico. Yeah, we're running some kind of tests here on the DStar, trying to make wider coverage hotspot here in the city. As I told you, this was a very old project that I just, let it on the cook and never materialized. So right now it's working, and I'm just making some tests, and I appreciate very much to be your first contact here from Mexico City, K6EGG XC1SEW.
Excellent. Before I let you go, a couple quick questions about DStar. So you like kind of making a mini repeater for your local area? And the second question, do you have any DStar repeaters in your local area? Either, I mean, not necessarily local to Mexico City because it looks like it's a little far away for you, but is there any local repeaters anywhere around your area, the Mexico, that have a DStar coverage?
Well, there was a project back in a couple of years ago. They had an Icom repeater of the DStar in Mexico City. I don't know, never materialized, never came live. And there was also one in Cancun, I believe, from the local group of Cancun. They never I don't know if it's working or not. I don't believe it's working. It's not like a repeater. It's more like a wide coverage hotspot. Regionally, just the city. It's a simplex node, so it's not useful as a repeater. But if I can make another radio, I can plug it as as a repeater, so I can make it work as a repeater. This old hotspot. It's a UDR CW, I believe, HOTS HATS module that I bought from Dayton like 4 years ago. So yeah, it's kind of old, but it's working. It seems to be working. It was a really pain to put it on air because of the settings of the Raspberry Pi, the audio and a couple of things there were really, really kind of annoying. So yeah, but it's working right now. Back to you, Greg.
Cool deal. Thank you for the info. I'm just wondering how the different countries, have their repeaters, and different areas of the world have their, connectability with DStar. It sounds like most of the time it's hotspots, from what I understand. I noticed in England they had a bunch of like little mini repeaters everywhere. I was talking to one of the guys. So once again, thanks for getting back to me. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to let the reflector go here for a little bit and see if anybody else wants to jump in here. Maybe he wants to make contact with you there, Edward. And I appreciate it. And I hope we can talk again. Really cool information you gave me there. Anyways, you take care, sir, and thank you for the hospitality offering a hookup down there in Mexico as well. This is Greg, K6EGG, also streaming live on YouTube. 73s, I'll be clear, on listening on your final.
Yes, of course, Greg. Well, thank you very much for having me. And, well, I'm going to be also listening here for the reflector 30C, Charlie. And, well, greetings to everyone that wants to come along with Greg. Thank you very much, Greg. Good night and excellent QSO here. K6EGG XC1SCW 73.
That was pretty cool. I've always wanted to talk to Mexico. I've never done it. I think I've actually maybe done it on 2 meter, but not. No, actually, you know what? I don't think I have. So that's pretty cool stuff, man.
KD8HM
T1SEW KD8HMI.
It's Ohio. See if anybody else pops in here.
W6BSD.
That's Fred in there.
T1SEW KD8HMI.
I was just double checking, looking at my logbook here, which I'll pull up right now, and I don't have any Mexico stations in here. Most of the out-of-country stuff's on from 10 meter sideband.
KD8HMI.
T1SEW KD8HMI.
Smells like my wife's cooking some good dinner right now, even though I ate just a couple hours ago.
KD8 HDMI XC1SCW. Are you speaking to me?
T1SEW Edward KD8HMI.
Okay, KD8
Good, he's making a contact.
XC1SCW.
It's great to
Good
hear.
evening, Edward. My name is Jim. I'm in Ohio.
Well, greetings. Very nice state in there, Ohio. I love it. I've been there a couple, well, not a couple, like 5 times in the convention, and I really, really love Ohio. Beautiful, beautiful state. Back to you.
Hey there, Edward. Well, I'm about 30 miles northeast of Dayton, Ohio. They have the convention in Xenia, Ohio now. The place where they used to have it, they don't have it there anymore, but they have it in Xenia at the fairgrounds now.
Home Slice is yelling.
Yeah, I was in Xenia once. I got that last convention in Dayton, Ohio, in the Hara Arena. I remember it. It was very, very beautiful, and I didn't expect that to happen. Well, I followed the news, and I knew that the stadium was demolished. I don't know, some kind of problem stuck in there. I don't really know the true story, but yeah, beautiful convention. I knew the Hara Arena. I knew its problems, but it was very, very nice convention. And on Xenia, it's very nice also, but I like more the Hara Arena. Back to you.
temperature on that? Well, they tore that O'Hare Arena down, so they have it there now. But good talking to you, Edward. We've had a lot of rain up here in Ohio. The temperature now is about, I'd say 50-some degrees Fahrenheit, and it's kind of cool for this time of year, but I guess fall's coming. So thank you for coming back to me, Edward, and I wish you the very best down there in Mexico. Closest I've been to Mexico was, according to Uncle Sam, I was in El Paso, and I got across the border there some, but that was the only time I was there. When I was in El Paso. So thank you very much for coming back to me, Edward, and you have a very good evening. KD8HMI. Jim, I'm talking on the Dayton repeater.
Oh, nice. He's on a repeater.
Thank you very much, James. You too. Have an excellent night. KD8HMI XC1SEW. Best 76. Hope to see you on the next convention. I don't know if I will make it the next year. I don't know if it's going to be running also. I believe I checked the website, and it seems that the convention is going to be made this next year. So, well, hope to greet you there if I can make it Dayton next year. Thank you very much, James. KD8HMI XC1SEW.
Heck, it's going to be in the spring.
I'll probably have time, so I might go out there. So anybody watching the stream tonight, I'm monitoring Reflector 30 Charlie. I'm very excited about this. I made my very first contact with a Mexico station. I've always wanted to do that, and I've never have done it for some reason. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but his call letters are XE1SEW. Edward down just south of Mexico City. Very cool. Check out his QRZ site. Got a very cool site. He also liked cats, so he had his cat on there. A couple 2-meter and 70-centimeter beams on there as well. So always cool to make new contacts in different countries, and that was one of them I wanted to hit. It's right next door to me. It's only 130 miles away from me. I've never been able to hit it. So anyways, and anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get up to 500 or so subscribers before the end of the year, and maybe 1,000 after that. I want to be able to do some live streaming via my mobile. Got some plans I think I want to do with that. So we'll see how that goes. Excellent. I see you in there right now. Cool deal, man. Excellent. Thank you for subscribing there, Edward.
KT0DDW.
Looks like I hear a station in there. I'll wait to see if he gives a call out and see if he wants to make any contacts there. Yep, trying to do his ham live, man. Let people know things are still alive out there. There's a couple guys, I don't know if you do any HF. KB2UKA does a live stream as well. He does HF as well as Alex W7HU. He does. They both do HFs, and sometimes they'll do contact each other, and they'll both be live streaming at the same time. So it'll be pretty cool little interaction there. I'm trying. I just started actually doing this in March. I've taken it a little more seriously the last couple months. I mainly I don't have a schedule, but I normally come on at night about 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I'll come on during the day depending on my schedule. My schedule is kind of wonky. I'm self-employed, so my times change all the time. So it could be kind of random. So hit that little star, or what's it called, bell symbol. And if you're on YouTube, you'll see me pop up. But when I go, I usually go for about 3 hours. I've had a marathon one where I did 6 hours on field day. That was a lot of fun. You can probably hear my stomach growling in the background. So anybody watching tonight, just stepped in here. I'm on Reflector 30 Charlie. Jump in there and say hi. Would love to hear from you. That was long, yeah. I only got up once to pee, too. It's pretty impressive. It was just so many contacts to make. I made a bunch of a ton of contacts on 2 meter sideband. I'm sorry, on 2 meter. And then we went over to sideband where I normally talk locally and had a bunch of contacts on there. And somebody was watching the stream from New Zealand. And it was like one of the first days I had DStar going. So he switched his hotspot to a reflector that was a local repeater was connected to. And we were able to make contact. He made contact with like 7 people in our area. So that was pretty cool stuff. But that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't streaming. So it's all kind of colliding together. So I kind of wanted to do this. And I'm not trying to make money off this or anything like that. I'm not trying to be a sponsor of anything. I don't want to sell ads or anything. I'm just doing this for fun. Let's see if I could pull up another... let's go to Reflector 1. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Reflector 14. I'm going to go to... Uh-oh. My hotspot just died. I'm having trouble with my hotspot. Let's see if it works now.
Link to
There it goes.
REF014 Charlie.
All right. For everybody watching, I'm on the Reflector 14 Charlie right now. Let's see if we can get a couple people in here. This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 14 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles in the city of Chino, and also streaming live on YouTube if you type in my call letters, K6EGG, kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf. Might be a quiet night. I mean, it's a Monday night. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. This is more of a West Coast reflector. I haven't heard Ray in here and 3 EPA lately either since last week. So nobody on this one. Let's go to Reflector 12, which is actually a local reflector here in Southern California. If you guys want to look up the Papa system.
Link to REF012 Charlie.
I'll bring it up here on my screen here. So this is the Papa system. It's a local repeater network here in Southern California. They have analog. They have like 28, I think, analog repeaters all throughout Southern and Central California, all the way down to the Mexican border. They also have DMR. I think they have P25, and they have DStar. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So the P25, DStar, DMR, and analog repeaters. I don't want to bring them up right now. I think I have to be signed in for that. But all the DStar repeaters here are hooked to Reflector 12 Alpha. I know it sounds weird. I'm on Don. I'm on Reflector 12 Alpha right now. If you want to jump in, say hi. Hey, X-E-1-S-E-W. Edward may have flipped over there. Maybe you can make the contact with him down in Mexico right now. No. Edward, actually, my first name is Greg, and I took the last 3 letters of my first name and just put that into my call sign. Hello from Guam. You're probably my first viewer from Guam. Do you have any DStar capabilities? Jump on. Love to chat with you. It might be my first contact from Guam. I get a Guam contact. Don, you watching here? You gonna jump on? I'm gonna jump on Reflector 12 Alpha. See if anybody's out there.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 12 Alpha, my hotspot, but local here to Southern California, and also streaming on YouTube if you type in my call letters. K6EGG to the search engine of YouTube. Seeing if anybody was out there listening to the repeaters.
N4RTD.
That answers my question, John. Enjoy your football. Another quick question about DStar. So DStar is a digital radio mode. Basically, it's converted analog into digital. And what I have right now is like basically a little mini repeater, a little mini receiver that's connected to the internet via Wi-Fi. It's a Raspberry Pi that has a little antenna on it, which I'll probably bring up on the screen right now since you're kind of new to this. So it's a little mini little radio that connects to the internet, and it connects to my radio. And what I can do is on this little dashboard right here, which I'll bring up right here, I can connect to different reflectors. And each one of these reflectors are either connected to other hotspots like I have, or if you were listening, I was talking to Edward there in just south of Mexico City. He's got a little hotspot in his house, so I'm able to connect to him through the reflector to his hotspot, not directly to his hotspot. So anybody listening to the reflector, which it could be repeaters in local areas, it could be other hotspots, or people be connected through the radio directly through terminal mode, which I still haven't figured out how to work yet. So that's kind of what a Pi Star or a hotspot does. And I can see if I can bring up a couple more pictures, because that one didn't look very good. That one's not the good either. This is actually the exact one I have. W6DUO actually told me about this one, and it works perfect. In fact, it works so good, I have two of them. I have one in my car. I can connect to, basically, I have Wi-Fi in my car. I connect the Wi-Fi to my car to that, and I can use it like I am at home. So I can connect to different reflectors via the internet, via my wireless hotspot in my car, and I'm talking mobily to people all around the world. I was sitting in a parking lot in Barstow a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to somebody over in the UK. So that was pretty interesting. So DStar can be very cool. Make a ton of contacts on there. Michael, I stream about 2 or 3 days a week, depending on my work and personal schedule. I will probably be on tonight. Obviously, I'm on tonight. I'll probably not be on tomorrow night because I have to work. I'll be on Wednesday and Friday, and maybe on Saturday night. That's it for this week. It just depends. I should probably put a streaming schedule up at some point. No problem, man. That's what we're all here for, is to try to help out. And if you have any questions about radio, that's another reason why I'm on, if I can answer it. Edgar, man, I tried texting you when I was at your work QTH a couple months ago, and I never heard back from you, by the way. Yeah, it's a little wet. Not as bad as they thought it was going to be, I think, rain-wise. For those of you in the chat, Edward works at the same QTH I work at. I don't think I want to say it on the air or on the stream at this point in time, but we tried to get together. Edward, do you have any DStar capabilities? I think you do. I thought you did. Let's try another call out on here.
This is Greg monitoring reflector 12 alpha via my hotspot in my ham shack here in Chino. Was anybody out there listening to the reflector? I'm also streaming live on YouTube. If you type in my call letters into the search engine of YouTube, K6EGG. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. I guess I could do something. I don't have my Facebook got nuked because I got hacked, which was fine. I kind of needed to be not on there. But maybe I should get do you guys think I should get a Facebook page going just so I can communicate with people a little easier? Yeah, I bet they were. Yeah, I only worked one home game over there, so I'll be down the road at the other event venue for the next couple months. I think some of those fusion reflectors are cross capable. The XLX, I think, are
K6RPH.
I think you can talk into fusion and they'll mix. I think I see Ray in there. I chatted with him yesterday. He's a transplant from California to Montana. And Edgar, I sat up at the very top area of our work QTH there. I made a contact on 146.520 all the way down to the south of San Diego, and then Santa Barbara, all in the same minute. So it has some pretty good coverage up there in downtown Los Angeles. All right, so it seems like reflector 12 alpha is completely dead. So let's go to reflect. Oh, you know why? Because I was on reflector 12 Charlie. Let me double check here. No, yeah, I'm on reflector 12 Charlie. Oh my gosh. So let's try this.
Link to REF012 alpha.
Okay. Now I'm actually on reflector 12 alpha. Let's try this again.
This is Greg monitoring reflector 12 alpha on my hotspot and also streaming live on YouTube if you type in my caller. There's K6EGG. I just wonder if anybody's monitoring the Papa DStar repeaters.
Oh boy, it's going to be a quiet night. So
This is K4GDU listening on 12 Alpha. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm actually connected through my hotspot. Are you connected through the one of the Papa repeaters down in San Diego area?
Unfortunately not. I've got a little bit of an RF hole here, so I when I'm in my house, I use a hotspot as well.
Go figure. Yeah, I'm not too far away from Santiago, but it was easier just to switch over my reflector in my hotspot over to 12. I'm kind of doing a little demonstration for YouTube too. So you're live right now, unfortunately, but thanks for getting back to me. Are you a Papa member also?
Yeah, I just pulled up the live stream. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I am a Papa member. Name is Drew, and I'm down here in Carlsbad.
Excellent, Drew. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm a new Papa member. I just I had I think a free month, and about halfway through, I just to pay because I enjoyed the mobile DStar. They have a pretty nice coverage area. I just wish they had a little coverage area in the Carbon Canyon area because I seem to take that a lot for work. But definitely a lot of coverage, and it gets a lot of people run through there from the international crowd, sometimes in the late morning, early afternoon, from what I hear the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, welcome to the system, and nice to make the contact. Yeah, the new DStar repeater on Santiago is it's a new type of repeater. It's like a whole different configuration, and it's got much better transmit and receive sensitivity. So, all right, I'm going to jump out of here. Just heard the call come through, and thought I'd say hello. Nice to meet you, and I've got your YouTube stream up here. The family's in there watching it right now, so it's got a cool demonstration, and nice to meet you again. K4DDU 73.
Cool deal, and hello to the family watching over there on the TV. Nice talking to you, Drew. This is Greg, K6EGG, also streaming live on YouTube. If you type in my callers, K6EGG. Have a good evening there.
yeah, not a good move. Demonstrating DStar, I'm on the wrong reflector. I was too busy talking to everybody on the stream. Well, at least I know why nobody was coming back to me, because there's usually always someone coming back to me on that reflector. There's 11 repeaters, I believe, hooked to that DStar hookup for the Papa system.
K6RPH.
Think I hear Ray in there.
K6RPH, K6EGG. Ray, are you out there?
Yeah, double with you. K6RPH Billings. Good evening, Greg. How are you?
Good evening. I just realized I was on the wrong reflector for like 10 minutes before someone caught me there. So I'm doing okay. Just a little bit sidetracked between talking on the stream and the radio. But it's nice to hear from you again tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing on 12 Charlie. So I was thinking, who's there? So that makes a lot of sense. I've done that. I've never done that, at least this week. So anyway, we'll give you a pass. Anyway, it's just been a wonderful day down here in Big Sky Country. We're looking at some rain tonight, possibly tonight or tomorrow morning. About a 60% chance of some rain, but it's still going to stay moderately cool, so it's going to be a nice week still.
Excellent. It was a beautiful day today. If you liked rain, it wasn't what they expected as far as rain amounts, which I'm not surprised. I think I was mentioning that last night. It just kind of sprinkled most of today. And it's supposed to be back in the 80s starting tomorrow. So, excuse me, kind of a little indigestion there. But yeah, just another beautiful rainy day here. I wish we got a couple more of these. I don't think we have anything in the next week or so that's coming this way, but glad to see it's nice up there for you, and you got some rain coming. I think that was same storm that hit northern and southern California the last couple of days, I think.
Yeah, so as I understand, that was an atmospheric river phenomenon that hit California, which is good. I'm just wondering if there's any more of those in the forecast. Those tend to come down from the southwest, out in the southern Pacific, rather it being a northern storm. I think the jet stream's going to be pulling the Alaska Gulf storms north this winter, from what I've read. Correct me if I'm wrong, but those atmospheric rivers come from the southern Pacific, and they can really carry huge amounts of rain. I wonder if we got any more coming. Go ahead.
Not any in the near-time future. You are correct. I'm kind of a weather geek too. You usually get the low coming from the north, and then all the moisture coming up from the south, and they collide usually. I don't know if you remember the El Nino, I think, in '98 for California, where it rained like 10 days straight, then it stopped for a day and rained for like another 20 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was somewhere around there. That's kind of what happened. I hope that happens again on a little bit less of a scale, but yeah, you're right about all the moisture's coming from the south. I think they call it the Pineapple Express. I don't know why. Maybe because it's coming from Hawaii, even though it's not that warm.
Yeah, that's what I've heard it called. I saw some. Actually, I had a weather guy come into our ham club meeting a few years ago, and gave a presentation on that. And I did some more research, and I saw that somewhere in the 1850s, Sacramento and a lot of the San Joaquin Valley was very much underwater, all the way down to Tulare. And things were really, really wet. 1850 something, huge floods. And those were, they didn't know about atmospheric rivers, but those were later attributed to atmospheric rivers. Oh, hello, K6RP.
That was my beautiful wife, and yes, I was listening. That probably goes in for our averages of rainfall, where we have 9 years of drought and then one heavy or 2 heavy years of rain, and it kind of averages out, so it makes it look like it's worse than it is. So I'm guessing that's probably what's happening.
Could be. I know that the Central Valley, Fresno area averages around 12 to 13 inches a year of rainfall. That's not a lot. So, okay. You're shaking your camera. I'm getting a little seasick here.
I apologize. I bumped my camera and I grabbed my water, so I had to fix it.
All right, very good. Well, listen, I'll stand by here. And anybody else wants to pop in? K6RPH. Bill in Fontana.
Excellent. This is Greg, K6EGG. Just chatting with Ray up there in Montana. And also streaming live on YouTube if you type in my callers to the YouTube search engine. Just hanging out here on Reflector 12 Alpha now, and also on the Papa system repeaters in Southern California.
Kilo 6 EGG, this is Kilo 6 Papa Foxtrot November. Sean in Los Angeles just saying hello.
Hello there, Sean, K6PFN out there. Are you talking into a Papa repeater right now?
Yes, I think I'm talking into Papa 4 in Saddle Peak. Is it coming through to you all right?
It's coming through perfectly there. It's nice to hear somebody actually talking to the through the repeater. I use them a lot mobily. Actually, that was a saddle I think you're talking into 4. I actually hit that pretty good down in Orange County of all places. So I can hit it from my house as well. I'm about 40 miles east of LA in the city of Chino. So those repeaters have some really good coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in kind of just west of downtown LA, and so I can get Saddle Papa 4 and Santiago. Now I guess it's in eastern Orange County, Papa 3. But I just heard you talking about the YouTube. I just fired up the YouTube channel, which is hilarious to see you on YouTube. Is that something you do regularly?
I started doing it a couple months ago. In March, I kind of started. I normally talk on 2-meter sideband, 144, 250. So if you have sideband capabilities, a bunch of us normally start talking around 7 p.m. Like in Orange County and the eastern part of LA County as well as San Bernardino County. Those guys wanted to, they kept on wanting to know how they sounded through my, they made changes, audio changes, whatever else. So I put the audio through on YouTube, and then they're like, we want to see something. So I put the picture of the radio so they can see their signal and whatever else and their modulation. And then a couple of them like, you got to put your picture up, which I'm not too fond of having a camera in front of my face when I'm trying to enjoy my hobby, but it seems to work. Everybody seems to like it, so I'm enjoying it, and I'm making a bunch of new contacts, and people are learning from it, and just trying to have fun with it. I'm not trying to make any money off of it or anything like that. Just kind of like share the ham radio love, and I've actually made some contacts. People found me on YouTube and ended up going to a reflector that I was on, so it's pretty cool stuff. That's kind of how it started and how it's going right now.
Cool. Well, I won't tie you up, but yeah, thank you. And it's now I'm watching the data on the screen. I was just watching you for a bit, and it's funny to get used to the delay, and I hear you on my radio before I see you talk. But this is really neat. Well, thank you so much. This is John, K6PFN, and yeah, I will keep an eye out for future your future broadcasts. This is really neat.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Tell your buddies about it or anybody on the Papa system. I hope they don't mind me doing this, but I am going through my hotspot. I don't think they would mind getting a little free advertisement out of me here.
I have smashed that subscribe button, as they say. So yeah, I will be able to, I guess, get the YouTube notifications when you're on. So thanks so much. This is John, K6PFN, saying 73.
Hey, Don, I think I might have keyed over you there for a second. Go ahead. First off, K6PFN, K6EGG. Thanks for making the contact there. Appreciate it. W6DUO, go ahead, man. I think I kind of keyed with you for a second, buddy.
Hi, Greg. Yeah, I just hit the pickle there briefly. Yeah, I'm running that program Doozy now. I got it set up on the computer screen and using the 705 as the terminal link to Doozy.
You got it working. Congratulations, man. You sound good. I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, for some reason, it worked right away the first time. I downloaded those files from Icom Japan. I forget the serial 2 files, and then I plugged the serial cable from my 705 into the USB port on my computer and did a little this and that, and it came right up. I was surprised. So easy that time.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, man. I know some people that struggled through that, and I've had all kinds of issues trying to get it to work, and I had my radio freeze up on me. So I'm glad that thing got working. You guys show me what you did. We'll have to chat with it on Saturday about that.
I watched that video. You were talking to a guy, about we were going to try to get him to make a video. Well, he gave me a hint. He said to type in Doozy 705 or something like that, and I did, and I found the first video I found was very good and precise. So that was a big help. Yeah, we'll talk about it Saturday, Greg.
That's what I mean. All the knowledge being shared and stuff like this is kind of what I wanted to do too. Just kind of make some fun of it. Don, I think you were actually on my very first night streaming, if you recall. Remember I had the black screen? I was trying to get everybody to see if they can hear it or not when I was streaming the first time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of remember that, Greg. It was a battle there for a while.
I don't even think I can get the camera to work on my my radio right. It wouldn't focus right. I had to buy another cheaper Amazon $40 camera instead of a $20 camera to get it to work right. So a little low budget here, but it seems to do the job. And I eventually stepped up. But yeah, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, I tuned over to 250, and Alex and someone is giving their philosophy on 250. So I said I think I'd better get on DStar.
Yeah, I understand that. Can you're not that far away. You can probably hit one of the pop-up repeaters directly from your HT or your radio in your shack, right?
Yeah, I can hit probably San Diego. Yeah, I can hit them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird me talking into my hotspot, even though I can hit all these repeaters close. But I figured since I'm on, it's easier for me to change over and stuff like that. And hopefully some people are driving around, hopefully sitting in not too bad of traffic right now in LA in the rain, listening in.
Yeah, there's people out there, I'm sure. The good thing about this terminal mode, you don't need an antenna on your radio. I can pick this little 705 up, and if I had a laptop I could strap on, I could walk around and just talk on the 705. Yeah, there's probably people listening, so I will stand by. I made the contact with you, and I have your stream up, so I'll follow you on the stream. This is W6DUO, Cerritos.
And Don, real quick, before I let you go, I know you wanted to take off real quick. Can you explain the whole terminal mode and how the computer interfaces with it? Because I'm still not understanding how that works. You're talking through your radio, or you're talking through your computer through your radio. I don't. How's that connected?
Oh, apparently terminal mode is kind of like a dumb terminal. You know, you've heard of a terminal. It's really just a path to your computer through the USB cable that you have to hook up in the back of your rig going to your computer. So it's really just a terminal tied to your computer, kind of like a screen, a terminal screen. So there is a way to do it wirelessly, I think, on this 705, because it does have the internet built in. There's a way to do it wireless, but that's a little more complicated. That's for something later on. So that's all I know, Greg.
Okay, cool deal. Take a couple pictures of that for me and show me on Saturday. We'll chat more about how you got that thing working. I'd love to hear that. So that was W6DUO. This is Greg, K6EGG, also live streaming on YouTube. If you type in my call letters to the search engine of YouTube, you can hear me and see me and see your radio, my radio scope via my Icom 9700 screen. So love to hear if anybody else is out there. Thanks again, Don, for checking in, man.
73's Greg. Talk later. W6DUO.
I want to get that terminal mode working. That's something I might work on live, but I'm afraid last time I did, I got all frustrated and shut everything off. I hit the camera. I didn't hit it on purpose, but I smacked it when I was trying to program it because the camera's like blocking all the buttons that I can get to. So I was just getting frustrated with it. So anybody watching right now on YouTube, I'm on Reflector 12 Alpha. It's tied to the Papa system, which is a network of repeaters in Southern and Central California, reaching all the way down to the Mexican border and all the way up, I believe, just north of, I have to double check, but just north of Santa Barbara, maybe in the San Luis Obispo, that far up, but I'm not sure. Also into the high desert and low desert of California. Low desert meaning like the Palm Springs area, the high desert, Victorville, Hesperia, stuff like that. I think it goes all the way up to about Barstow, if I'm correct. So I'm going to look up those repeaters right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, jump in, say hi on Reflector 12 Alpha. Sign in to see the repeaters, I think.
K6EGG.
Okay, we got another station from. No, that's Ed again.
X-E2-J-E-G. This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 12 Alpha, and also on YouTube. Just checking out your YouTube or your QRZ page. You still out there?
I guess not. So I was going to go into the repeaters here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So there's 11 different repeaters. This gives you a little idea of the coverage of one of the repeaters out in the low desert of Southern California, which covers all Palm Springs. There's a lot of mountainous area over in this area. That's why it's not covered. This is the Salton Sea right here. You see right here? all the way into Indio, Rancho Mirage, stuff like that. Let's bring up the Santiago, which probably has one of the most coverage of them all, at least for Southern California. It's got a bunch of coverage. It's like all the way down to San Nicolas Island down there, Catalina, as well as pretty much all of Southern California. You can see all these different mountain ranges. So it even gets down into San Diego. Now, San Diego, speaking of San Diego, let's bring up some San Diego coverage. So this one covers pretty much most of San Diego. Now, San Diego, if you're not from the area, it's a lot of hills, a lot of mountains. So that's very hard to get a lot of coverage in. I think Mount Palomar has all the TV antennas on it, and that even has trouble. A lot of people have to have cable TV down in San Diego just because they can't pick them off the air. Well, most people do anyways. This is the one that's covering Santa Barbara. It looks like it goes all the way up to Santa Maria. I think that's San Luis Obispo is the cutoff there. So it's got a lot of range. There's another one out in the high desert. I think that's 14. Yep. This one actually has a lot of coverage too, which is surprising. Now, there's not a lot of people out in this area. This is all high desert area, but it reaches all into up to 15 up by Barstow, Victorville, Hesperia, and it also leaks down into the LA basin, which is surprising. Mike, I do use OBS software for my YouTube stream. Bummer, Jody, you cannot hit the repeater by you. Yeah, I like the OBS software, Mike. The problem with the software with this computer, I mentioned it before in a couple other streams. I'm going to look at it now. This Mac is late model 2012. Although it has 3.2 gigahertz, it's only an i5 core. It has 24 gigabytes of RAM, but the RAM is only at 1600 megahertz. So it's the RAM is pretty slow to handle everything. So I can run OBS. If I run anything else, my system crashes. I had one night I was able to get I had Keith W.A6QXA, one of the guys I talked to on 2 meter sideband, to go through, what do they call that? I'm spacing out here. Zoom. So we did like a Zoom thing. I had him in the other corner. I was dropping frames and everything like that. My CPU usage was up to 98%. And right at the end of our conversation, it ended up crashing. So if I want to run high quality video, I can't run anything else on this Mac. And I'm a little cheap when it comes to computers for some reason. I work in a technical field. I'm an audio engineer. And I had a 11-year-old TV, HD TV downstairs that I just replaced last year. So I'm not too big on changing over, electronics too much. I have an iPhone 8 here as well. So whatever the case is, I'm probably going to eventually upgrade here in the next month or two. The other thing, it's hard to get computers now. I looked online. I wanted to get the new M1 iMac. And it's like a 3-week wait to get the stuff I want into, the higher RAM and stuff like that. So I might as well just stick with what I have for right now until stuff becomes more available, because I don't really need it right now. But yes, OBS is good. There is something called OBS Studio. I'm using OBS Live, I believe it is. OBS Studio, you can put different stuff in there. I heard the newer Macs run OBS better. It has to do with the processor speed with this older Mac. The other thing is I have this camera right here is actually a 4K camera, and I'm down converting it to 1080p at 60 frames, and it's like eating up all my CPU usage just to get this picture going. But the picture looks good. It looks like I got a dead pixel here now too. That's what I get for buying an eBay camera. But okay, Sean KN6. I'm sorry. I'm listening to something in my ear. Another. I'm listening to my scanner going to KN6JSZ. I'm on Reflector 12 Alpha right now. You could probably connect to one of the Papa System repeaters if you want to give that a try. So Sean hopefully can join me here, local to Southern California. They have OBS for your phone too? Shoot, I didn't know that. I'm going to look that up. OBS for the phone. Yeah, OBS Studio for the phone. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, I want to do some live streaming in my car. A cheap hotspot DStar. I would, when you first get Joe, when you first get a DStar hotspot, I would go cheap just to see if you like it or not. I bought mine. Actually, if you were listening to Don W6DUO, he talked me in this. I'll bring it up here online. DB, so bad. You know what? I'm so bad with model numbers, so I'll show you here online. What happened here? My computer is crashing. No. I'll bring you up the exact hotspot I have, and it works just fine. Bringing it up, sorry. Now, I have the same exact hotspot here. DVM. It's just digital, whatever voice module. I think that's what that means. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was $108. Now it's $128. Probably because it's sitting off the coast here of California. It's burning fuel on the ship that it's on. I bought this here. Don suggested to me. It was fairly easy to set up. I had a couple little issues. I had N6 UTD kind of fill me in on the last couple little sections I needed to set up right. But other than that, I had it going. In fact, I liked it so much, I ended up getting a second one for the mobile car, for my car. So I really enjoyed it. But I would suggest that one. They have some other ones, the OpenSpot 3. But I don't know. I got 2 of these, and I could still buy 2 more for what the price is of OpenSpot 3. Now, the OpenSpot 3 has a couple other features on it, which I don't know if you need. It has a battery, which is really cool. So you can take it around if you have an HT, you want to walk around your neighborhood, and it connects to your cell phone that way, if you want that. It also has cross-pollinating. I forget the technical term for it, but you can talk in on DStar and come out on a DMR reflector or a Yaesu talk group. So you have a lot more flexibility. I might get that in the future for that purpose. But for $400, actually, I think it's closer to $500 with shipping and tax now. I'm gonna go past that and find something a little cheaper. Icom ID1. I'm not familiar with that one. Does that have DStar capabilities on it? It looks like it does. No, wait a minute. I don't think the ID1 has DStar. That's like a older radio too. ID51, yeah, you can do. ID51 will work with this hotspot. You probably have to manually program some of the stuff in, but it's fairly easy to do. If I was able to do it, I'm actually waiting for the ID52 to come out. I think Donna was just talking on here. He has one on order, and it's probably sitting off the coast of California, off of Catalina right now, ready to be shipped out. Yeah, I wonder how I've heard that. I heard the shipping. I've heard somebody ordered it and they got it in like 3 days. So, but you're paying $400 something, and I think our dollar went down, so the price went up. I'm gonna have to look on that again. So right now, the Open Spot 3 is $416, not including shipping. I think they had charged shipping in here. Let's look and see if they charge shipping. So they had charged $26 shipping. So that's like $50 shipping. So you're looking at close to $500 for this thing here. That is pretty expensive. And it doesn't do all that much more. I mean, the cross-pollinating, like I said, that's not the right technical term to use here. But it will change. You can talk into DStar and come out on a P25 reflector or a Yaesu talk group or P25 talk group. And just to let you guys know, I'm still monitoring Reflector 12 Alpha. So if anybody wants to jump in there and say hi, I would love to chat with you. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I've talked more to the stream than I have to people on the radio today. You're right. You know, that's exactly transcode. I think that's called transcoding. Actually, BB, if you're watching, I want to send you an email. I don't have your email address. I think you actually came to my house and picked up some cable back in the day. I was on your ham radio group on Facebook. So right now I'm on Reflector 12 Alpha. Yeah, BB, if you could send me an email through my current email address on QRZ is correct. Excellent, thank you. I think I'm going to go over to Reflector 12 Alpha, or sorry, 30 Alpha, or 30 Charlie. Okay, so how do I change the reflectors again? I can't. So if you're in, Sean, what repeater are you going through? Joe, if you're putting a link inside the what's it called? The chat, it won't go through. I had to turn that off because somebody was putting porn on there. Cypress. Oh, so if you're watching the screen, you can go here. Make sure you're hitting the 2 button. Go here. You go to reflector. You go to link to reflector. I'm going to go to reflector 14 Charlie so I can see if you hear me through that. And then that will pop up, and I will just hit the key, and it will activate the radio to send the command to the repeater. And now you're going to hear the command to the repeater go, "Hey, I'm on reflector 14 Charlie."
Link to REF014 Charlie.
I just got your email, Vivi. After I get done, I want to chat with you. Reflector 1 is pretty lively around here. Yeah, Reflector 1 is. I've gone on Reflector 1 quite a bit. I made a bunch of European contacts on there. In fact, I made a contact with somebody over there. It was his first American contact, so that was fun yesterday, or I think it was Saturday. So, Sean, if you're on Reflector 14 Charlie, in theory, you should be able to hear me when I go talk on this.
KN6JSZ, K6EGG.
And Sean, do you hear me coming out of your radio? You may not be connected to the reflector. If you got to be in the use CQ. Right now, if you're watching, I'm on reflector 14 Charlie, trying to hook up with a KN6JSZ Sean. You did it for us. Did it for a second. Okay.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring reflector 14 Charlie. I'm just wondering if KN6JSZ hears me here on his radio. He's just setting up his radio for DStar. You have a copy on me, Sean? K6EGG, City of Chino, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles.
It's like, Sean, we're trying to get him going on DStar. It'd be great if we can hear him. Okay. Send me a text. I'll take care. You're hearing my... Oh, are you in echo mode? So there's a couple different modes you can go through here. If you see how you can scroll through. You do not want to be in this one. You want to be on use reflector. CQ. I'm hearing myself at the end of the transmission too. You're probably on local CQ. Oh, you know what, Sean? Are you registered through DStar? That would be my next guess. Gabe, if you're watching, you probably will know this. You got to register your call sign into DStar before I hear you through a reflector. So right now I'm monitoring reflector 14 Charlie, waiting to hear up Sean, KN6JSZ. right, so I'm waiting here. See if Sean can get going. So I only have to use repeater CQ. There is no reflector option. Yeah, so if you're in CQ, you should, in theory, be connected to the reflector. But do you have your call sign registered with a DStar network? And Michael, I've just heard of the Ham Shack hotline, and I would love to play with that a little more. Wade down in Texas, in between Austin and San Antonio, and I were talking about that. Let me type in your call letters into the DStar network and see if you're registered. I don't see you in here. Sean, I don't think you're registered, pal. I don't see you in the DStar information. So you may need to register. If so, where did you register at? See, here's something that happened to me. I registered, but I didn't have all my registration set up correctly, so I wasn't going to the repeater or the reflector. So one of the guys on the Papa network helped me out. I'm spending more time talking to you guys than I am talking on the radio tonight. This has been actually pretty fun. And I haven't really been talking about much. And check out the dead pixel right there. That's not good. Haley. Well, I have a second. Here's my daughter, Haley. Her eye is sore right now. How you feeling? You all right?
My eye hurts a little while.
Your eye hurts a little bit? Is it feeling better with the ice?
When it was best, well, stubby inside.
Is the best mommy in the world taking care of you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What are you wearing there? What is that? Is that a cock-a-doodle-doo? What is that?
I go tell Molly. Mama.
All right. She gone. All right.
It's a little peacock.
Peacock.
That's easy.
That's easy. Yeah, I couldn't get that out too.
Peacocks are...
You like peacocks?
Daddy, I can't see my face.
There you go. You happy you can see yourself now?
A little.
You only see half of you though.
Daddy, just my eye hurts a little while.
Yeah? Well, don't pick your nose. You're on TV right now. See that little note right there? Don't pick my nose.
Nose? Why?
Because people don't see you. People say, I hope your eyes feel better.
I could put words that Halloween and make my eyes get better. Daddy, you come into my room?
By the way, I just got the email. Yeah, this is a good hotspot. It's pretty much the same thing. They all kind of have the same shells. Even if looks like this one actually has internet already built into it. That's pretty cool.
Daddy?
Yes.
Are you coming to my room?
Yep, I'll be there in a little bit.
What's that?
That's a hotspot.
Why?
Because it's hot. No, didn't go for that one, huh?
Best. And other things are hot. Best.
This thing is cold right here, right?
Yeah.
It is cold, huh?
This is not hot. See? I feel.
Oh, it's cold. Remember Daddy wore those after his surgery?
Yeah. I put this on my eye and make it warm. Dude, that's bad.
Yep.
Now I can see my other eye.
Yeah, so these hotspots are pretty much the same thing. Some people will say, "Oh, I want to buy, an American-made hotspot," but 99% of the time, those American-made hotspots have all Chinese parts in them, so you're ended up in the same spot just for more money.
Hey, Nettie, come in here. Nettie, come to my room.
I'll be there in a little bit, okay? I'll be there in just a few minutes.
Why, Mama?
Yeah, I hope her eye feels better too. So, Sean, while I'm waiting for you, I'm going to go to reflector 30 Charlie and probably come back to 14. You hear it pop on here?
Link to REF030 Charlie.
I have this thing on mute. You're good now? You're all sorted out? The only thing is, you're not registered for DStar. So, I'm going to try to go back to 14 Charlie. That's a bummer. So for those of you watching on YouTube, you know what? Let me go to Reflector 1 real quick. See if anybody's on here. If not, I'll go back to 30 Charlie.
REF001
It's been quiet on
Charlie.
On DStar tonight. Nobody on this one either.
Link to REF030 Charlie.
All right. I'm going to leave it on Reflector 30 Charlie. I'm going to step away. The stream will continue going. Hopefully somebody will pop up here and chat on Reflector 30 Charlie. I want to spend a few minutes with my daughter before she goes to sleep. So I'll be right back. This is Greg, K6EGG. And anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Would much appreciate it. Trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year, and eventually get to 1,000, so I can so I can do some live streams in my car. And Jerry, if you're watching, you're pretty famous, or you started something. But check this out. Look at this. I was going to email you, but you don't have an email address on the QRZ. I think you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. See the message on there? And then we got another one here too. See, you started something. It's two different guys I had it today. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. I got to do a quick little thing with my daughter and hang out with her for a few, and then I'll be back on YouTube. But the stream will stay going here. So stay tuned. All right. I'm back. Just wanted to say goodnight to my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter. You just saw her come in here probably if you were watching in the last 10 minutes or so. I'm on a Reflector 30 Charlie, so I'm going to... Oh, okay. All right, I didn't look that far in. I just looked in the email and I just passed on it, but I showed you the picture anyway, so... I'm on a Reflector 30 Charlie, so if anybody wants to jump in, say hi.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 30 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, and also streaming live on YouTube if you're interested to hear how you sound through DStar, and you can see my radio face as well as my face. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Yeah, the air bands here in Southern California are very, very busy. In fact, I have it up. Don't know why I'm not hearing that. This is some audio from, I think, some interference from something here.
KF0BRB.
I'm just listening to some air band here in Southern California.
Down to 7,000. You chose one, it's down to 7.
Anyways,
Jerry in there. This is Greg, K6EGG.
K6EGG, KF0DRB. Yep, I'm here. Probably won't be here long, but good to catch you back here on 30C. Go ahead.
Excellent. Glad to hear you and see that your message is still going there. It's funny seeing those messages pop up on my screen when I was driving around. It was two different guys, so I had to get a photo. I was thinking of you. I know I've chatted with you about it before, but pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be out tonight. Not too much radio action tonight. I did make my first contact from Mexico, which was really cool. But other than that, it's been very, very quiet. I guess everybody got all hammed out over the weekend.
Yeah, it seems like certain days of the week it's a little bit quieter than others. But yeah, I haven't talked to anybody from that area, so yeah, good deal there.
I think Edward that I talked to, he actually found me on YouTube and followed me. So it's just kind of another reason why I'm doing this. Yeah, it's been kind of weird. Even this afternoon, it was fairly quiet as well. I was on my local DStar repeater. Actually, when I was talking on 12 Alpha, which I should have been on in the first place, I was originally on 12 Charlie. But anyways, like nobody was out there this morning. It was strange.
Yeah, Roger. I tried to get into a couple nets this evening, but I don't think our bands were really cooperating. They were a little far out. I think one was 60 miles away from me, 2-meter nets, of course, and then the other one, they have the antenna mounted on top of a water tower, but it's kind of like on the north side of the water tower. I can kind of hit the side of the antenna there. So not a whole lot of luck there, but that's about as much radio as I've played since yesterday. Got into a bunch of nets last night, which is fun. I'm in a good location, so I think I maybe got hammed out last night. So good to catch you on the reflector though this evening.
Excellent. Yeah, I checked into my net last night, and it was busy like for the first 15 minutes, and it kind of died off. I was surprised because I made a bunch of contacts over the weekend, but just kind of, I guess some days it's more quieter than others. And I bet a bunch of people were watching Monday Night Football too, which I didn't think about till about 30 seconds ago, even though one of the other people were.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna kind of draw people to the radio and away from it. I think this weekend was weekend for Parks on the Air guys. I didn't really listen much. I got a 40 meter. 40 meter. Does that sound right? Anyway, I got a band. I have an antenna, a dipole antenna to get on 40 meters. Yeah, that's right. And strung up, from tree to tree. I meant to get on there and maybe chase some Parks on the Air, at least do some CW stuff, with my tech class. But I never got around to it. I was busy with other things and never made it over to the radio. Anyway, I think Parks on the Air would be a lot of fun to do. I think the next event I'm going to try to get in with is Winter Field Day with our club here in South Central Iowa. So otherwise, I think it's a little late for Parks on the Air. But I don't know. Have you heard anything about any of that? I don't know if it was this weekend or maybe I missed it the weekend before. KF0DRB, Freddie.
K6EGG for ID. Actually, I don't follow too much Parks on the Air, so I don't know for sure. But I can imagine with the weather starting to go south right now, I doubt there'd be too much activity unless you're in California or Florida. What date is Ham Radio Winter Field Day? I didn't even know they had one. Guessing it's probably December or February? December or January, sorry.
I think Field Day 2021, I want to say it's last day of January. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to look it up.
That would be a Saturday, the 29th. That would make sense. Yeah, I'll have to put that in my calendar. Make sure I don't take that day of work, maybe.
Yeah, usually I've heard, this would be my first winter field day coming up, but I've heard that it's usually the coldest blustery day, here in southern Iowa. Any other day, it'd be sunshiny and, you get lucky if it's 40 degrees. So I guess I'll try my luck with it this next upcoming. I had a blast with regular field day. I think, that's kind of what got me on HF and interested in it. So looking to upgrade at this point after that. But I've had a lot of fun just putting up stuff for 10 meters and playing around with CW on 40 meters. So anyway, I think Winter Field Day will be another another experience to get in there and try and be fun with the club.
Yeah, I really need to get into HF. I got to get my general. I keep putting it off, but then my situation, I think I mentioned it before, putting up an HF antenna is just not very good for my area. I live in a track home. It's 2-story, and if I stick my arm out my bathroom window, I can almost touch the house next to me. So, it's not that close, but we're super close. So I got to figure out something for that.
Yeah, I don't in the backyard or put something in your attic, you know. Even with something in your attic, I think you still got to be careful once you string it across, if you have the room. But that's where the digital stuff is kind of fun. You know, when I first got licensed, a little ways away from the repeater here, but when the conditions were good, I was able to get into the 440 side of it while the 2 meter side of it was down. And you know, long story short, I ended up buying a hotspot, and that's what I'm talking to you on now is that hotspot. But the digital for a technician class, you can do talk all the way around the world, you know, and kind of get used to listen to guys talk all the time using ham radio rather than you know, being close to an empty repeater that gets used, you know, once a week or whatever, depending on your current situation. So I think that was part of the reason I got on digital.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I decided I was kind of against it because it's not real radio, but I mean, it isn't when it comes down to it. But I am talking to a radio. You're talking to a radio. But it's a good way for me to make a bunch of contacts in the situation I'm in, and there's a bunch of people in HOA situations or just don't have the means to have the HF capabilities, and you can still make those contacts. And this is good for me because I am super bad with reading back what's it called, call signs and call letters. So this is actually kind of getting my mind going to repeat them out a little better. So I've been practicing with that a little bit. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. So, you know, it's getting a whole different line of people in the hobby that would otherwise wouldn't be able to do it without, you know, having to put up an antenna on the outside and trying to make contact that way. They can do it with an HT in their house, and they don't need to be by a huge repeater system to make that contact. Back to you. K6EGG, also live streaming on YouTube. If you type in my callers, K6EGG.
Yeah, Roger. Having the Pi-Star dashboard up is awesome. With as many call signs that come across that you can just kind of look over, and you can also control your hotspot there with it. And I learned a little something new about Echolink that I didn't know. Plan to kind of play around with. You know, if a repeater has Echolink, you can use that to link up to another repeater that has Echolink. I did not know that, so another tool in the toolbox, I guess you could say. So with that, Greg, I'm gonna jump off of here. It's getting kind of late. Got a busy week in front of me, so. With that, Greg, I'll say 73 and have fun on 30 Charlie and the rest of the reflectors, and we'll catch you later on down in the log. This is KF0DRB 73, Greg.
Copy that. Jerry, you have a good evening. Nice chat with you. I know it's getting a little late over there. It's about 10:30, so have a good rest of your evening and enjoy work tomorrow. This is Greg, K6EGG. Monitoring reflector 30 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles.
If nobody pops back in here, I'll probably move over to 2 meter sideband.
November Juliet 1 Sierra with a comment to you.
Sure, go ahead, Eric. Nice to hear you again. This is Greg, K6EGG for NJ1S.
Yeah, thanks a lot there, Craig. Yeah, you know, your friend that was just talking to you is dead on right about the, if you have an attic, I know a few hands that throw a small dipole up, about 100 foot in their attic, and there's many different ways that you can arrange them, you know? Everything from horizontal to, you know, inverted V's in your own attic. depending on, of course, your diameters and dimensions and so on and so forth. You don't have to run a center-fed dipole. You can run an end-fed. There's a lot of different ways you can arrange dipoles. I would recommend maybe even something like a cobweb antenna or the hex beam. The hex beam would work inside your attic. Of course, there are restrictions because of your home, your wood, steel, whatever you're using for home brick. But brick would be obviously the worst, brick and steel. But most people have wooden homes, and yeah. So I mean, that would definitely work. I know people that talk from Vermont, which that's where I'm from Vermont to Africa, to Asia, all around the world on HF, using an end-fed dipole in their attic. So it does work. It does work, and yeah. I mean, there are so many different modes on HF anyway. You don't have to necessarily just do sideband. I mean, FD8. You can do FD8 with with a simple piece of wire, and it would work fine.
Absolutely.
Anyway, K6EGG NJ1S, over to you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something I've scoped out. I don't know how much of a big antenna I'm going to be able to put in there. And also, I'm very restricted on space, not just for the antenna, because it's only a little tiny wire. It's physically getting through there. Even my electrician had some serious trouble getting around a lot of the air ducting that's all metal encased. So I have to maybe, if anything, I'd probably put it outside if I can find a way to do it, because the inside's actually probably a little worse than the outside. But it's definitely an option, maybe something a little bit smaller, just because of the, not because of the space, just the space to get around for mounting and stuff like that. I tried to run coax through my attic here, and there's like this much space in some of the areas, just because of the curvature of my roof and stuff like that. And on top of that, the solar panels are right above it, so I don't know if that will cause any type of interference or I don't know, noise or anything like that. Now back to you, K6EGG.
Yeah, K6 Echo Golf Golf NJ1S. Very good, Greg. I called you Craig. Sorry about that. I don't remember everyone here that I talk with.
It's all right.
I pulled up your home QTH on obviously the mapping service there. Looking at it, I would say it looks like you have a wall between your neighbor behind you and a road in front of you. So I'm not exactly sure if that's still accurate or not, or if I'm even looking at the right home or not. But hex beams always are great to go up on the edge of a home. I've seen people use a tripod mount antenna mounts that are for your roof. You just put it on the top of your roof on the edge there and run a tiny little, with a hex beam, it's wire. So they're easy to put up, not hard to build, but I've heard they can be a little complicated. In most cases, I don't think they're too bad. There are hands that do sell them online. I would consider, if I were you, building a small cubicle quad. That would be very fun. That would be very fun to build, I'm sure. And they're terrific. I'll tell you, cubicle quads, they have such a gain on them. I think they're better than Moxon. Some people say Moxon are the best antennas out there, but when it comes to directional capabilities. But I disagree with some on that situation, maybe in certain cases, but you'll love Winter Field Day if you do it as well, especially with a club or another ham, unless you upgrade. If you upgrade, then you're sitting pretty there as far as that goes. That's going to be a ball. For sure. I always enjoy Winter Field Day, sometimes more so than actual field day. The activity on HF is just it's outstanding. It really is.
Wish
In
it was
most
like that
cases,
all the time.
providing that propagation is good, which in a lot of cases it has been. I find that winter field day has better propagation than the spring field day. But if the solar flux index continues to look the way it's been looking, today it was 105 when I last checked. The SFI, the solar flux index, was at 105 off of QRZ. And 15 meters earlier was beaming in from all around the world, and there was propagation. There was propagation from all over there, Greg. But anyway, back over to you, K6 Echo Golf Golf NJ1S, and I'll probably only go another round or two.
KB8GFF.
I know that that other station wanted to jump in there, KB8GFF. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'm just about ready to head out there, NJ1S. Getting a little late for me. I want to say hi to a couple people on 2 meter sideband before I sign off. So have a good evening. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'm going to be clear on your final here.
Yeah, but try to go on 2 meter sideband right quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Greg. Have a good evening. I've got to run anyway. That's what I was just trying to say before my TIT timer, TOT, excuse me, before my TOT cut me off, which I'm long-winded, unfortunately. Have a good evening, 73. The reflector's all yours. I'm HSY off of 30 Charlie anyway. And if there's another station that wants to work you, go ahead and pick them up. I'm going to really clear out of here. Yeah, have a good time with Winter Field Day. I'm sure you'll enjoy it there. It's great. And I'm sure you'll figure out your own antenna situation as well there, Greg. 73, K6 Echo Golf Golf, November, Juliet 1 Sierra QRT, and clear 30 Charlie.
Thank you. Have a good evening, and thanks for getting back with me again tonight. Really appreciate it. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'm going to sign off Reflector 30. I'm also streaming live on YouTube as well. If you type in my call letters into the search engine of YouTube, you should be able to see my picture there in the corner, as well as my screen of my Icom 9700. So this is Greg, K6EGG. I'm going to QSY over to 2 meter sideband locally here in Southern California. Everybody out there in Reflector, have a good evening.
All right, so I'm going to go over to 2 meter sideband real quick. See if anybody's out there.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring 144, 250. Anybody out there on frequency by chance?
KN6JSD.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, bummed you weren't able to connect tonight with me on a reflector. You're getting ever so close.
I know, I could feel it.
Yeah, once you get that registered, maybe you can even get a hotspot and kind of tool around, because it's kind of hard to kind of mess around with the reflectors. I know a lot of the repeater owners prefer you not to change it. I know Gabe is actually fairly cool with it, but if you really want to experiment around and change them all the time, the hotspot's the way to go.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought that I had registered before, but it turns out I didn't. So I went to DStar gateway something.org and just registered. So they'll approve it shortly. So once that's done, it looks like I'll be good to go. But I got all my DStar stuff updated on the 7100, so I should be good to go. I'm a little confused about how to use the reflectors and connect to it all. Like, I remember yesterday you were saying use the Cypress repeater and then change it to a reflector, but it's all a little Greek to me at this point, but I'm sure I'll figure it out once the registration takes hold.
Yeah, once you start getting into it, I'll explain a little more. I am still kind of new to it. Gabe has been pretty much really my go-to guy on K6OS. I'm sorry, K06S. God, did I say his call sign wrong? That's Fred's call sign. I'm spacing. I'm a little tired, and I'm tired of this light face in my eyes. But he's been my go-to guy with DStar. Has explained it very patiently and makes a lot of sense. Basically, the repeater or a hotspot connects to a reflector, and then everybody else connects to the reflector via whatever way they have, either another hotspot or another repeater. So that's kind of the way it works. So you're not directly connected to the reflector.
All right, yeah, that makes a little sense. But yeah, I think it'll all be taken care of shortly, so that sounds good.
Yeah, it'll be great to have you on. Even Keith even came out and played on DStar the other night.
I talked to him, like maybe a week and a half ago, I think it was. But yeah, that's when you were out working or something like that. It was actually a pretty good turnout on sideband for that night. It's been kind of dead the last couple nights.
Yeah, I went on last night, or was it last night? And I just couldn't get through. There's too many. A lot of people are talking close to each other, so it's hard for me to break through. So I just kind of gave up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the DStar stuff. I've kind of avoided it for a long enough time, but I think it's time. But yeah, I was more afraid of everything because, like I said, when I got this radio, it was used, so I reset everything to factory. But for some reason, instead of resetting it to factory and putting it back on with all the factory lists, it just gets rid of all that stuff. So you have to add it manually, or buy RT systems or something like that. Or it's just a pain in the butt, but it's all taken care of now.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. Those lists are kind of old, so there's been a lot of changes, like the Corona, quote-unquote, Corona DStar machine, which is technically Santiago. The call letters have been changed on it, so you got to kind of update that sort of stuff, or you're not going to be able to connect to the reflector. You'll be able to use the repeater locally, but the repeater won't pass your call sign through to the reflector.
Yeah, I was kind of reading that the other day that some of the stuff's outdated. I think RT Systems actually updates stuff for you with updated repeaters and all the DStar info, hopefully, but I'm not sure on that. But I guess I'll find out as I go along the way.
Yeah, I'd be careful with that. I know they had the Keller Peak DStar repeater in there for the built into their whatever software, and the offset was wrong, so it's not 100% reliable.
Well, the good news is even if that stuff's off, I figure out how to edit all that stuff. So thank God for YouTube, though. Seriously.
I'll tell you what, if I didn't have YouTube and Gabe and Bill N6UTD helping me out with DStar, I would not be where I am now. So there's a couple other guys out there that help me, but every little bit and piece kind of put together ended up making things work correctly for me. It's always nice to have that fun, and people putting out YouTube stuff really helps too. Hope people watching my YouTube stream kind of helped as well.
Yeah, your stuff's pretty informative. I'm pretty sure people are getting helped out on it a lot. It's pretty cool. So I'll be happy to participate in the DStar net/250s.
Hey, we may have to get our own reflector or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'm not even sure how that would go, but yeah, that'd be a cool thing to have.
I actually kind of looked into it. It's just a matter of having a server, and then you get that number reflector registered to you, so it's not too big of a deal. It's just kind of like a web page almost.
Oh. But it would just require like a dedicated computer to be on all time then?
No, you can just use like Amazon Web Services or whatever for the server for it.
Is there somebody trying to comment?
just give him my call sign, NO6CL.
Good evening. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing well, and I don't know enough about DStar to make any comments, so I've done is up to the right-wood repeater. Or reflector, excuse me.
Is that a pop-up reflector or a repeater?
I don't know what it is. I don't know the difference between anything. I'm on a 9700, so I mean the radio is easy enough for me to navigate. And the menu systems, I mean it does get a little complicated, but I'm used to extensive menu systems, so that's not a hassle. I just don't know anything about repeaters versus reflectors and how DStar works. I've used Wires X, but I got bored with it rather quickly going in those rooms. I'm more of an RF guy. Anyhow, yeah, YouTube, that's going to be a good place to start with. NO6CL.
Copy that. It's still a learning experience for me. I got a little thing online on YouTube to kind of give you an idea how the signal flow goes with DStar. And with anything digital, it's basically all type of IP addressed and registered type stuff. So every call letter, every digit needs to be in the correct place, or signal or data doesn't get pushed through. It's basically like IP addresses when it comes down to it. So it's the best way I can describe it, at least from a technical standpoint of things. With that being said, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm kind of tired, got a little bit of a headache, and I got kind of a 12-hour day tomorrow that I'm not looking forward to. So I think I'm going to call it a night for everything here. So, well, and Sean, you guys take care. This is Greg, K6EGG. I think I'm going to sign off on both your guys' finals.
Yeah, take care, Greg. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully I get it all sorted out by tomorrow, but, get some rest and enjoy your 12-hour day.
So anything, Greg, have a good one. K6EGG, I believe it was.
Blah, blah.
You're on YouTube Live, and I should know it. It's like a friend.
Blah, blah.
Have a good one. NO6CL, and I had a hell of a time trying to get something in this Ameritron little switcher 50 amp. My linear power supplies, both of them took a dump. So, and I have another switcher that's extremely noisy, so I took it out of line. All right, I'll be listening, and have a good evening or night, and get some good sleep there. NO6CL.
Cool, thank you. Was there somebody else in there too? I guess not. I am now signing off. This is Greg, K6EGG, signing off.
All right, stay on here. Stay on here. So anyways, I appreciate you guys all watching tonight. I had a great audience. I didn't do too much talking tonight, at least to people on the radio. A couple regulars out there. Always fun making the contacts again. Although I did make my first contact from the country of Mexico, so that was very cool. Very excited about that. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to talk. I can hear my daughter in the background. Talk to somebody from make a contact from Mexico. It's right next door. It's only 130 miles away, so it was pretty good to do that. I can hear my daughter in the background there. Anyways. We're also trying to help out Sean K6EGG to get his DStar going. Hopefully by Wednesday we can get him on the air and hear him through the stream. It was also fun talking on the Papa Network. I hope you guys learned a little something about how that system works. It's a great system to be a part of. I like it. It's great for mobiling around. It's easy to use. It's got a really good signal. The Santiago repeater that I mainly talk on that's in my area is very strong, although I have a little bit of a problem connecting on the 57 between Diamond Bar and Brea, but there's a big canyon, and I now have my hotspot, so I can use it I can jump on the reflector that way. So anyways, thanks again for watching. This is Greg K6EGG. I'll be on Wednesday as long as everything goes okay. getting everything done. It'll probably be a little bit later. I'm probably going to be on closer to 6:30, maybe even closer to 7. So that will be 10 p.m. Eastern. So I will try to enjoy the rest of my evening, which will consist of a shower and watching a little bit of TV. So take care, Michael. This is Greg, K6EGG. Have a good evening.